Break down, take down, everybody wants into the crowded line. Break down, take down, you busted.
Plans to slow this Falcons offense. There'll be a dime a dozen this Super Bowl week. A lot of them will center around the coverages you choose. More man, more zone, any other litany of calls that one could make. How much pressure to bring? Should you blitz Matt Ryan? Should you bring 3, 4, 5, or 6? It's really not the heart of the issue in stopping this. How much you mix it up? Be diverse. Again, none of these things are independently wrong, but they don't get at the heart of the issue that's obvious on tape. Let's dive in. Regardless of whether or not we're talking about coverage choices or the fronts, you cannot waste assets against the Falcons. On the right side of your screen there, I've circled an 8th defender. The Seahawks have brought down an extra guy, but as we pause it here, you end up 2 guys in the same gap. You don't have the cutback line taken care of, so you've actually added guys and still ended up 1 short. You cannot do this against the Falcons. There are so many clips like this next one in the Falcons' previous 2 playoff games where there's no route disruption whatsoever. Again, you'll see at the top of your screen, the tight end not touched. It doesn't matter what the coverage call is. It doesn't matter if there's a pressure on or not. If the intended receiver gets completely unfettered access to his route, this is going to happen over and over again. Here, we'll see the Seahawks. They put a pressure on. What does that do? It gets the ball out of the man's hands early, which is a bad thing when you're playing off coverage and you have a short out route called. So bringing more people, well, that's just sort of counterproductive if you're not going to touch or play these receivers from off the ball. This is Julio Jones. It's a gift, a freebie, pitch and catch. Here now on this next route, we're going to see another one where, hey, they're going to bring more people. Wonderful. Pressure the quarterback. Get the ball out of his hands. Good Lord, why? If you don't cover them, if they're untouched into the route, it's a complete waste of time. This isn't great offense. This is just really bad defense. This next clip is really just a theme, letting the offense have precisely what they want. Gabriel at the top of your screen, just off the hip of Julio Jones. They're doing this tight formation, sort of stacked receivers, and they're going to disperse out of them, and no one gets touched. Gabriel runs right to the middle of the field. Easy pitch and catch again for Matt Ryan. I'm showing you the exact same play again. Watch all 5 eligibles. Everyone disperses. No one gets touched. Matt has his choice of really conceivably 4 targets there. Here we're just highlighting more recess. Top of the screen, 2 receivers eligible, 3 potentially extended to that side. You're going to get a safety back over the top here in a moment. But the problem is they just run to where they want to. No one's touched. Spot dropping, it does not work against the Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan and these guys are just too good. Top of the screen, I don't know what to tell you. Is this great offense or is this just terrible defense? Uncovered guy 15 yards off the ball with the defender. He just tosses it out there and runs forward. It's too easy. You cannot make these kinds of mistakes. Which coverage is really irrelevant if you execute it that way. There are so many clips like this where an extra pressure guy doesn't really help. The ball's coming out early anyhow. Instead, you sacrifice the help player that would have been there. Instead, you get the easy pitch and catch again to Julio. Freebies! Another example here of wasting what would be low help here in the red zone. Julio Jones and stacked receivers are just trying to create a little slant situation here where the defender can't get here. By body position, the linebacker could have taken this away. In those instances where help is provided correctly, here both low and high to the inside, you cannot lose to the help side. These are very good offensive skill position players. They'll shake you, but let them shake you back to the help. When you give that up, you end up with 3 defenders to the wrong side of the ball. The number one way to ensure that the Atlanta Falcons backs, both Freeman and Coleman, kill you is doing these games to the backside. You need to be far less preoccupied with running games and twists as to hitting the back out of the backfield. Linebackers in space get killed by these guys. You'll see at the top of your screen, offset in the gun. Linebacker's supposed to cover him and get through all this trash. If the defensive end simply hit the back, this play never happened. And one final point, if you really want to further the Falcons' Super Bowl interest here, manna from the sky, gifts from heaven, poor pocket control. Here on the left side of the defense, you'll see 2 defenders fly up the field past the quarterback, and Matt Ryan simply takes it. He's not Michael Vick, but if you give these kind of gifts, he's going to take them. He advances easily here through a hole. There's no pocket control whatsoever, no integrity to the rush, and he'll take the freebie gladly. This next shot, is this historically good offense or historically bad defense? Pause it. There isn't a defender within 15 yards of Matt Ryan jogging up the middle of the field, or Devontae Freeman, who's a killer out in space. You can't give these kind of gifts, these kind of freebies to a prolific offense. Big takeaway for the Patriots defense, it's all about concepts, not particular calls. You cannot gift this Falcons offense precisely what it wants.
Break down, take down, everybody wants into the crowded line. Break down, take down, you busted.